Why should I be saved? See, you have to understand that you're redeemed and you're an heir with the Father. You know what I did? I did a research in the Bible about just how much God owns since I'm an heir to it. I'd kind of like to know what I'm worth. I was in a grocery store one time and I gave a lady a $10 bill for some shaving cream. It was so funny. And I was talking to another preacher. She gave me my change back. When I thinking I just took the change, did this, put it in my pocket. She said, "Excuse me, sir, I could have cheated you." And then that caught my attention. I said, "What?" You know, because I was talking to the minister that was with me. She said, "You didn't even count your change, count your money. I could have cheated you." I said, "Oh, it don't make no difference, honey." I said, "We own it all. My Father owns it all." She just looked at me. "What?" I said, "You see, it was a beautiful piece of property across the street." I said, "You see all that property across the street right there?" She said, "Yes." I said, "We own that." She said, "Y'all do?" I said, "In fact, we own this store." She said, "Y'all own this store?" I said, "The whole chain." That preacher with me going. I'll tell you what, his name was Mike Wright. You know Mike Wright? He's a blessing of God. She says, and it was a Safeway store. She thought I was Safeway Junior, I guess. I don't know. I said, "We got so much money, we don't know what to do with it." She said, "Well, why don't you pay employees more?" You know, people get nervous, you know. She said, she said, "Who's your father?" I said, "His name is God." She went, "Ain't that cute?" That doesn't bother me, does it? Did you know everybody started listening to me in that grocery line? I had everybody's attention. What an opportunity to preach the gospel. They all just looked at me and smiled. I said, "How many of y'all going to hell?" They go, "Oh." There's I'm an evangelist. This preacher friend of mine's an evangelist. He was preaching a funeral. I mean, preaching a funeral. Bless God. And you know what he did? He comes off behind the pulpit. Here's the casket. He lays like that. He looks at the case. "I want everybody to look at this man's body. Now, y'all know this man's in hell." Everybody went, "Oh." He said, "John's in hell. Now, let me hear. Y'all know John's in hell. He's a devil from hell. He's lived like the devil all his life. He's burning right now. Now, how many of y'all going to hell with John?" That's exactly what he said. Boy, you had people going, "Oh." That's a true story. I had a friend of mine, a preacher. It made me so mad I could have knocked him in the head. I tell you, I'm burned out, man. I'm burned out. I burn out. But burn up if you burn out. Bless God. Quit taking I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to go, "What's the matter with you? Are you more than a conqueror? Are you some wimp?" I'm saying you're not in trouble. I'm not saying the devil's not coming against you. I'm telling you, bless God, you can't be happy without him. He told me, he said, "I'm just going to go back in the world." And I grabbed him by the hand. I turned on the stove. I said, "Come here." And I grabbed him and I stuck his hand in the fire. And he went, "No, Jesse." I said, "Come here, come." And I'm pulling his hand. He's going, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "This is what hell feels like. Now jump in the flame." He said, "I'm going back to God." I said, "What's the matter with you?" Sure, we got trouble in this life, but so what? We got a commission. People ask me, "Why do you preach so much?" I'll tell you why. Because the commander-in-chief called me. When George Bush and all those people, presidents called people up to go to war, they don't want to go to war. Who wanted to go to Korea? Who wanted to go to Vietnam? Bless God. Who wanted to go to Saudi Arabia? But that commander-in-chief said, "Go." So you kiss your wife goodbye and say, "See you later, mama." And you go. Why do you preach so much? Because God has called my number and he says, "Go into the world and preach this gospel." I said, but go. That's all he's thinking. Move. I prayed. I know what he's saying. I don't have enough time. He said, "This thing is coming to a close. Move. Touch people. Minister." That's right. That's how he talks to me. Why should I be saved? My God, I got him as a friend. I can walk in the day of battle knowing I won't lose because it's not my battle. It's my victory. It's his battle. Why should I be saved? I just told you, because you cannot be happy without him. Because you have everything to hope for from his friendship, a pardon, redemption, heirs. Because you have much to apprehend because of his displeasure. Now I want to deal with how should I be saved. How did I get saved, Brother Jesse? One, you got to renounce the sins you love the most. You got to renounce the sins you love the most. Things that your body wants to do. Your body want to boogie. Your body want to get down. Your body want to be macho. Your body want to be pretty. Notice that. Your body is interested in flesh. You got to renounce this. First, you got to die to self. Some of you have heard me say this before. I was at the Sheraton Piermont Hotel in Shreveport, Louisiana. You know, I'm not the ugliest man in the world. You got a little gray hair and you wear a suit. They got a lot of women in the world think you got a little money. I come in from a Holy Ghost revival. Bless God, I was preaching. I come walking into the lobby of this Sheraton Piermont Hotel right there in Shreveport. Beautiful hotel. So I walked in, this lady of the evening walks up. There was a detective I had talked to and witnessed to him about Jesus a couple of days earlier. This lady walked up, she said, hello. I said, hi. She said, would you like to have some company for the evening? I just looked at her and I went, I'm a dead man. She just looked at me, she said, oh, I'm sorry. She said, how long have you had this problem? I said, about 15 years. I like being dead. She didn't know what to do. Now, I could have said this. What's happening, Mom? Get down with your bad self. Come on. That's what a lot of guys do. You see, men I'm 41 years old, but I look about 48, but men get nuts between about 44 and 55. I ain't there yet. They start unbuttoning their shirt, and they let their gray hair hang out their chest. Remind me of some of them strutting roosters you see sometimes. And they walk around saying, oh, I'll tell you what, I still got the stuff. Oh, no, you don't. Just ask your wife. You ain't got the stuff. You just think you do. And you women are just as bad as they are. You buy every bit of grease you can find. I told Kathy, I'm so sick of body lotion and body oils. I mean, Kathy, I hugged her the other day. She just slipped out my... come here, woman, bless God. I said, she says, but I want to keep my skin soft. I said, listen, I like leather. I like leather. For God's sake, man. I told her, don't you go into my shower. You can use that. I the very time take a bath. I always take showers. But I decided, we got a beautiful bathtub in my house. One of them kind, you press a button, one of them jacuzzi looking there. I mean, you lay down in there, that's got a pillow on the back end of it. You can lay down in my bathtub. This thing is huge. Bless God. I went in there and I thought, well, I'm going to take a bath. I ain't taken a bath a long time. I always take showers. I get in there, man, boom, man, down I went. Bless God. Thank God that pillow was there. Bam, bam. I hit the, man, I'm trying to come out the water. I couldn't get up. I mean, bath all everywhere. I wanted to come out and say, just touch my skin, Kathy. Just touch my skin. How should I be saved? You got to renounce the sins you love the most. You know, after I got saved, I used to drink a lot. The devil, the first thing he did was put some booze in my hand. Did you know that? And he always put you in a place where nobody knows. See, that's his first battle. If he can get you, but you and him by yourself, and if he can get you to break, then he'll get you to break in front of people. But he starts in a subtle way. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Why should I be saved? How should I be saved? You have to renounce the sins you have loved the most. Now, I used to like to drink, and I used to like to party. Son, and I used to like to dance. Son, I could just have myself time. I said, well, what happened? You know, I still like to dance. Oh, man, I just changed partners. See? Now, some people get mad at you if you dance in church. Now, let's just don't get in the flesh. Well, close your eyes. You're in the flesh. You know, most people close their eyes and pray. They wouldn't see half the stuff going on. But what you got is you got them Christian censors. And they're going to try to tell you something about God. They don't even know God themselves. Well, we just don't do it that way. We're so good on those claws when people fall. That's amazing to me, man. I mean, they're like frisbees. Boom. So worried somebody going to look up somebody's dress. I tell you what, somebody fall tonight, and lady, you have nothing to fear. If I catch them looking, I'll cast the devil out of them right there. I was sitting on a plane. Oh, it must have been about 4 months ago. Normally, I always sit in the aisle seat, but they gave me a window seat. As I sat, here come a beautiful lady. She sat right next to me, and her husband in the aisle seat. So we just sitting there, and he looked at me, and he went, you know, he didn't say nothing. He just went, you know how people do that. I just did that myself, and his wife said, hello. I said, hello, how you doing? Well, here come this beautiful girl walking down the aisle, and her husband went, of course, she had her head down. She was looking at a book, and he looked at this foxy mama, and he went, he looked at me and went, you know, I mean, you do it southern. His wife, he went like this. So nice as I was, I said, excuse me, sir, do you like that woman? And his wife, he went, well, you know, you got to attack sin. You can't let sin get a hold of you. You got to renounce the sin you love the most. You got to renounce it. She looked and she said, what you looking at, honey? Now, you see, if Kathy thinks I'm looking at another woman, this is her famous saying. She says, you enjoying the scenery? We just come back from Hawaii a couple of months ago, and you got to get in my face. You really got to get in my face to see something, for me to notice something. Bless God, you know, Hawaii is a beautiful place. I don't notice half the things. I had a woman one time at a Dillard store. They just finished cutting a commercial. Just beautiful girl, man. I'm talking. And then with men standing around like this, you could hear their wives, close your mouth, honey. And Kathy saw the woman. I didn't see her. She was a real tall girl, had a short dress on, about this short. I'm talking real long, slim, beautiful leg, beautiful girl. Kathy said, just look at that girl. And we said, what you was looking for? I'm looking for a Chinese vase. But you know, when I get my mind on something, boy, I want to go get this. I don't want to look at it. I want to go get this vase. And I turned around and went, what? And I saw this lady, and I looked at it, boy, and everybody, all the men going, and all the women, you know how women are. They're like cats. Their fur come up a little bit. You can tell. They start doing this. You got to watch them. You can hear them going, And they fat. Pap, they'll just slap you in a second. And I looked at it and I said, boy, look at that. I said, Kathy, that's the kind of that's the kind of woman men love. And she just looked. And you can see when she goes, You know how a cat begins to move its muscle. I said, Kathy, see that kind of woman? Men love that kind of woman, Kathy. Boy, by that time, you know, she getting fâché, you know, I'm talking about coming up like that. I said, but Kathy, your husband, you ain't got to worry. I don't like that kind of woman at all. She kind of smiled. I said, I like them short, fat, stubby legs with them veins hanging out. And then she started. I like those very close veins. That's the kind I like. So why you like very close veins? Well, if you're driving down, you lose your map, just read your wife's leg. Turn left, okay. You just don't go. How should I be saved? You got to look at Kathy. She's going, that's good. You got to renounce the sins you love the most. Now think about what you like to do in the flesh. How do I get saved? Renounce sin. Listen to me. You got to believe him without distrust. That means you got to look at the promise more than the problem. You got to, listen, how should you be saved? You got to be joyful without despondence. You ever seen a lot of joyful Christians? They shout at conventions, you know. Usually this is the only dance you can do. Now, if you kind of do this, you're getting in the flesh. If you do this, is that correct? This is the only thing we're allowed to do. You ever notice that? That's it. This is the only kind of dance. You can turn around every once in a while. Or you can kind of do it like this if you want. Or you can do like Perry, you know. You know, that's good. But if you do something a little different, boy, here come them sensors. How do I get saved? You renounce the sins you love the most. You believe him without distrust. Though God slay me, though my body being dead, I consider not, I stagger not, I'm fully persuaded. Why? And God's not in the slaying business to start with. He's in the life-giving business. He couldn't go to funerals. He'd mess them up. You can't bury nobody around Christ. What are you going to do? He don't care if you paid for the flowers. He don't care if you pay for the funeral. He'll walk by and view the body and go, get out! I never wanted to be dead anyway. Hello, everybody. I'm Jesse Duplantis, and I'm so happy you're watching this video today. If you're enjoying our channel, please subscribe. You can hit the bell to get notifications as each new video is posted so you don't miss a single one. Then you share this video to your friends, your family, so they can be blessed by it. And I mean necessarily, they'll be funny, they'll be hilarious, and I promise you, if you watch it, by the end of it, you're going to feel good, because I believe in bringing joy into people's lives. I mean that sincerely. And I tell people, say, does anything ever wipe that smile off your face? No. And thank God I got good teeth. Praise the Lord. So watch it and subscribe today. Thank you, and keep watching. You'll be blessed.
This media is copyrighted by Jesse Duplantis Ministries for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this media or of any pictures or accounts without Jesse Duplantis Ministries' consent is strictly prohibited.